But let's go to Jerez. We test the hottest two cylinders of the season on the racetrack in southern Spain. 4 bikes are at the start line to put the fear of God into the current top of the bunch, the Ducati 1098S. With 160 horsepower and top driving achievements, she is the queen of her class. And they are knocking on Ducati's door. KTM's first superbike, the RC8, meets Buell's masterpiece, the 1125R, in the comparison. Apart from the HP2 Sport by BMW, the 1098 gets competition from her own backyard, the Ducati 848. First test, the engine. What can the engines of the competitors do? Let's start with the KTM RC8. She pulls a nice 155 horsepower from 1,148 cubic. The 4-stroke machine manages the prestige sprint from 0 to 200 in only 10 seconds. Are almost 16,000 euros for the KTM justified? The engine is a bomb. It doesn't feel spectacular, but it pushes forward in any situation. The reaction time needs a bit of work. That means when you drive into slow bends, then it jumps a little bit at the first, but all in all, it's okay. The KTM is worth every penny, but now the competition has to prove its worth. With 148 horsepower, the 1125R is Buell's strongest horse in the stable. It's the new one among the American superbikes. Instead of a Harley engine, a newly developed Rotax engine moves everything forward. A real progress compared to the previous engines because it's more sensitive and has much less vibration, doesn't rumble so much. It's something that's really important when you drive fast, that there aren't any movements in the engine.
Movements ins Vorwerk bringen.
However, the Buell still doesn't match the class of the KTM. The BMW HP2 Sport. 130 horsepower with a meager 199 kilos gross vehicle weight provide good advantages to beat the Ducati 1098. HP stands for high performance. What can this boxer do? What marks it out in the first instance is the torque sequence, which is extremely controllable and thus makes the limit range much more transparent. However, BMW asks a hefty 21,000 euros for the top quality components. The little Ducati, the 848, is a whole 7,000 euros cheaper. The sporty starter model of the Italian costs only 14,000 euros. Her V2 pushes 134 horsepower into the tarmac, 26 less than its big sister 1098S. But the power is enough for the 848. I'm actually a bit surprised that an 850cc engine can smoke this much. It's subjective smoke. The driving is superb. You have a totally relaxed medium RPM range, and at approximately 8,000 it puts fire in your belly and the whole thing shifts forward. Engine top, drive gear flop. Are the 4 competitors leaving the Ducati 1098 behind? After the engines, the drive gear is being scrutinized. The KTM RC8 has the best chances. Can the drive gear keep up with the husky performance of the engine? I don't know of any other standard motorbike which allows you to cover such a wide range with the adjustment of the drive gear. It's fantastic. Tim is excited about the RC8 in every respect, but there is still one question. I'm not really sure whether such a motorbike, which is relatively extreme, will work as well on the road. You would have to try this out. But for the racetrack, the concept really works and it makes you happy. And how is it with the Buell? As far as the engine is concerned, the 1125R has no weaknesses, but that alone won't win anything. In my opinion, nothing much was changed on the drive gear. It is this typical Buell drive gear. But with them, this drive gear is great for the road. But the components are simply a bit too soft for racing.
Zum Rennstreckenfahren sind die Komponenten einfach ein bisschen zu weich.
That means that the 1125R is no danger to the Ducati 1098, but Zonko already thinks ahead. I personally think that when the naked bike comes in next year, it will be the bee's knees, and they needed to bring the supersports bike onto the market to see how it is received and how everything works, and next year they will unleash their real weapon. Buell won't win our comparison. The BMW HP2 Sport stands a better chance. The racing boxer makes everyone happy. Will her drive gear keep up? It's nice that the drive gear is so transparent. That means, because it's important for every rider, whether you are on a racetrack or on the road, that you can feel when your tires are starting to slip, and that was the task of the engineers, to get it just right. That's how it's possible for us to track the lines in an absolute road setting without feeling overstretched.
Hier schwarze Striche den Kurs zu ziehen, ohne dabei das Gefühl zu haben, überfordert zu sein.
Summary of the racing professional? I think it's a fantastic motorbike for individualists. Well, will it be enough to oust the 1098S from the top spot? What about its little sister? Is she the best V2 burner? Of course, on the racetrack, her handling is ultra good because it has only a 180 tire at the back. That means braking and banking with this tire combination is just great.
Mit dieser Reifenpaarung finde ich das sehr, sehr handlich, das Ganze.
That means that the little Ducati will catch its big sister, at least on country roads. The 848 offers the most reasonable package of performance, handling and price. In the end, only the KTM with its husky engine and smooth drive gear can endanger the 1098S on the racetrack.